A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development in international trade relations, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer have announced substantial progress in their recent talks with Chinese officials in Geneva. After 2 days of negotiations, both sides expressed optimism about resolving ongoing trade disputes that have escalated tensions between the world's two largest economies. The discussions come in the wake of President Donald Trump's imposition of steep tariffs on Chinese imports, leading to retaliatory measures from Beijing. During a press conference held at the Swiss ambassador's residence, Bessent emphasized the productivity of the negotiations, stating that there was substantial progress made, although he refrained from providing specific details about the agreements reached. Greer echoed this sentiment, hinting that an agreement had been reached but also withholding further information. He remarked on the speed at which both sides were able to come to an understanding, suggesting that the differences between the U.S. and China may not have been as vast as previously believed. This optimism is crucial as the U.S. grapples with a record trade deficit with China, which reached $263 billion last year. Greer noted that the deal aims to address this national emergency. Meanwhile, the White House released a statement announcing the trade deal, reiterating the quotes from Bessent and Greer without additional context. The Chinese delegation, led by Vice Premier He Lifeng, characterized the talks as candid, in-depth, and constructive, highlighting the establishment of a consultation mechanism for ongoing discussions. He emphasized that both nations should strive to work together to avoid further escalation of trade tensions. The vice premier also cautioned against any proposals that could undermine the principles of global equity, indicating that China remains firm in its stance against trade wars, which he believes yield no winners. The backdrop of these negotiations is marked by the unprecedented tariffs imposed by both countries, with the U.S. tariffs reaching 145% and China's retaliatory tariffs at 125%. Such high tariffs have effectively led to a boycott of each other's products, disrupting a trade flow that exceeded $660 billion last year. The urgency for a resolution is palpable, as ships laden with goods from China remain in limbo at ports, awaiting clarity on tariff regulations. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who did not attend the Geneva talks, stated that the tariffs imposed are too high to do business, underscoring the necessity of dialogue to de-escalate tensions. He remarked that the U.S. is a significant market for global goods, and countries are keen to engage and trade with America. Kevin Hassett, director of the White House National Economic Council, expressed optimism about the potential for a reboot of U.S.-China relations, suggesting that both sides are eager to normalize trade ties. The Geneva talks mark a pivotal moment as it is the first face-to-face meeting between U.S. and Chinese officials to address these pressing issues. While the prospects for a sweeping agreement remain uncertain, even a modest reduction in tariffs could help restore confidence in global markets. Analysts view the negotiations as a positive sign, indicating a willingness to move past previous hostilities and work towards a more stable economic relationship. The Trump administration's approach to trade has been aggressive, with tariffs imposed on a variety of countries, but the conflict with China has been particularly intense. The imposition of tariffs has been partly driven by concerns over issues such as the flow of synthetic opioids like fentanyl into the U.S. The outcome of these negotiations could have far-reaching implications not only for U.S.-China relations but also for the global economy as a whole. As the world watches closely, the hope is that both nations can find common ground and work towards a mutually beneficial resolution that stabilizes trade and fosters economic growth. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.